You know what time it is, guys. It's Patriots victory time. What's up? What's going on, guys? Wait for a few people to get up in here. We got the cigar lit, the victory cigar. It took me forever to find one of these things at midnight. What's up? What up, guys? What up? Yes, sir. We got the victory cigar lit up. Pats Nation, you know it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a good win, guys. That was a good win. Yeah, hey, CB, that was tough down the stretch, man. That was tough. What up, Ted? What up, Tiger Raven? Hey, to all the Ravens fans, guys, that was tough. That final quarter was a battle. That final quarter back and forth, that was tough, man. That was definitely, we definitely had to earn that one. All right, cool. Yeah, that was a tough one, guys. The Pats had to earn that one. The Baltimore Ravens came clawing back into that game in a hurry in the second half. They had to earn that one. That first half they sailed through, but the second half was a back and forth. They definitely earned their victory on that one. You did, Lewis. You did. You called it, man. I'll give it to you. You did. You called it. But that was tough, though, guys. I don't know how you feel, but I don't know how you guys feel, but it still feels like there's a couple things I want to take out of that game. Cam Newton is still running really timid, like really timid. Like there are some times where I don't know if he's a little bit afraid, or maybe he doesn't trust himself, but there are just times where he's just seems like he's running, when he's running the football, he's running timid. And then what up, JD? There just seems I don't know, man. That was interesting at the end. That final quarter was interesting. Yes, Ted, Damian Harris is a beast. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a beast. I don't know, man. It just seemed like there was there were some spots there that were questionable. I don't know. Josh McDaniels I don't know. At times McDaniels tends to aggravate me sometimes, because I think he tries to get too cute sometimes with the play calling instead of just sticking with what works. Yeah, it was a good game, JD. It was good, man. It was a good game. That was they had to earn that one. I think that second half was just interesting. There was a lot we could take out of that game. Hey, thanks, Giants Opinion Sports, and congrats to your Giants too on beating them Eagles. Carson, I just think he tries to get too cute sometimes, man. It's like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what gets into Josh's head sometimes with these play calls. It just seems like he tries to get too cute sometimes, and it ends up hurting him. It ends up hurting him. And I don't know how you guys feel, but it still feels to me that they don't trust Newton. They don't, at least in the passing game. Maybe not so much in the run game, because they know he can run the football. But at least in the passing game, it seems to me like they don't really trust Cam Newton, to put the ball in his hands and actually, give him, kind of just put their faith in Cam to do his thing. It still feels like it's like pulling teeth to them to trust him, And if they're going to beat these teams in the playoffs, if they get into the playoffs, To beat these teams in the playoffs, they're going to have to trust Cam. They're going to have to trust him in these high pressure situations. They're not going to have a choice, and they got to start doing that. They got to start trusting Newton in the final, in these high pressure situations. They have to start trusting him. They're not going to have a choice once they start playing some of the better competition out there. It's just it seems like they're very hesitant to put the ball in his hands in the passing game when it's a real must-have situation. It just seems like that. No, I know they can't run it every play, but they have to. It just seems like it's like pulling teeth for them to trust Cam with the football. Like they're not, like I said, when they get to play in some real competition, down the line in the playoffs, they're gonna have to trust him. They're gonna have to. They have got to start trusting Newton. For any chance for them to win and go anywhere in the playoffs, they're going to have to start trusting him. They are. I see Cold Era in the house. What's up, man? They're going to have to, though. They do, Carson. They have to win next week. They have to. It's probably the next it's the only cupcake game left. What's up, Cold Air? I see you, brother. They have to win next week. They have to beat the Texans. They have to make a statement. They have to make a statement. They have to get back to 500. They got to beat the Texans next weekend. They have to. They got to take this momentum, and this is a win against a good team. Baltimore is no slouch. Baltimore is a good team, but they've shown in the past that they are beatable. This team, Baltimore, is beatable. The Patriots had an excellent game plan on defense. They didn't let them run it. They pretty much took the run away from Baltimore in the first half. It worked a little bit better in the second half for them, but for the whole first half of the football game, Baltimore didn't seem like they could do much on the ground. And they kept Jackson in the pocket, which is, that's usually how you beat the Ravens is you keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket and you make him a pocket passer, which he is not. So I thought the defensive game plan was pretty good. They did, however, they're still not playing up to full capacity, guys. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think they can play better on D. They really can. They've shown it. They've shown that they can play better. They did pretty good today, but there's still lapses in concentration out there. There were still some guys left wide open. They still blew some coverages. Me too, man. I'm surprised. They found a way to win today. They did. They found a way to win, and that's what they're gonna have to do moving forward with these games. They're gonna have to fight and scratch and claw for wins. I think the Bills will win the division, but the Patriots, I don't know. I'm hoping the Pats could stay in it, man. They are, Carson. They are. Tua looks really good. Tua does look good. But I will say this, though. Damian Harris, how about the game that he had, guys? Damian Harris is a stud. And I think games like this, let me read what Giants Opinion said there. I think games like this have proven that Damian Harris is the guy going forward, and we can move on from Sony Michel. We can move on from Sony Michel and his busted up knee, and we can move on from him in the offseason. Let him go. Let Sony just let him go, or trade him, or do whatever. We don't need Sony. Damian Harris has shown us that we don't need Sony Michel. We can roll with Rex Burkhead and Damian Harris. Sony's done. Sony is done. The games like this have proven that Harris is durable. The dude can roll when we need him to. I don't think so, Cold Era. I still think I still think that the best chance to win for the Eagles is Carson Wentz. I really don't think they should start Jalen Hurts. I don't think so. I don't think so. I will say this, though. The Patriots and Bill Belichick and Bob Kraft and all the scouts, they got to get to work, man. He did play for Alabama, Cold Era. He did. He did. They got to get to work in the offseason because they got some rebuilding. They got to build. They got to get some pass rushers, whether it's through the draft or free agency. They got to get a front seven. They got to get a front seven to help that secondary out. And they got to get rid of Jason McCourty. Although Devin McCourty played good today, but Jason McCourty in the pass game wasn't good. He didn't play much, but he wasn't good. In the run game, Jason McCourty was really good though. Jason McCourty was, again, one of the weak spots on the defense. We got to get rid of him. If that means getting rid of Devin McCourty, then I don't know, but maybe we'll make that sacrifice. But like, Jason McCourty's a liability out there. And we got to find a tight end too. Yes, we do. We absolutely have to find a tight end. The Patriots draft this year is very, very important. Bill has got to hit. He's got to have way more hits. We got to hope as Patriot fans that Bill Belichick is on his game this draft. The kid, yeah, Kyle Pitts is really good. I just don't know if he'll be there for the Patriots to take it. They're probably going to be picking about somewhere between 14 and 18. I don't know if he'll still be there. I don't know if he'll still be there, but they're probably going to be somewhere between 14 and 18. Unless they win out and get into the playoffs, then they're going to go up. Then they'll be in the mid-20s. See, I haven't watched enough of Trask to really know enough about him. This was a good win though, guys. They desperately needed this win. The Patriots, if they had lost tonight, it would have not been good. They desperately needed this win, and this is a massive momentum builder. Yeah, this was a massive momentum builder. Patriots earned this one. The Pats earned this one, man. They fought and they earned it. Yeah, Cam Newton's still their best option. Hoyer and Stidham, they're terrible. They're awful. Cam Newton is still their best option to win. He still is. Even though he is playing kind of timid and he does show, he does have some weaknesses, he's still the best chance to win. I have no faith in Stidham or Hoyer. It would not, if we had to play those guys, it would not be pretty. It would most definitely not be pretty. What's up, Karam? But this was a good win though. There's still some worrisome stuff that they got to work out though. There was more than a few blown coverages tonight, and that's definitely worrisome. The blown coverages is something that's a concern. But I kind of put that, to be honest, more on the defensive line not being able to get to what's up, Roach? What's up, Rocha? Yeah, man, that was a good win. They needed it. Rocha, they needed it bad. Man. It would not have been good if they lost this game. They This was a desperation win. They kept their season alive winning tonight. They did. They kept their playoff hopes and their season alive by winning tonight. But that kid Damian Harris, dude, he's gonna be something. He's gonna be something. Dude, it's rain. I'm sitting in my truck right now, Roach. It is pouring out, dude. It is absolutely pouring out. The rain from Gillette Stadium, where the stadium is, just got to where I live now. Dude, it's insane. It's pouring out. Carson, they do. Myers is developing into a really solid guy. And Harris is a beast. That dude runs like a little bulldozer. That dude runs literally like a little bulldozer. He's gonna be good. I think Harris is gonna be real good for a real long time. I see Vegas. That's what I'm thinking too. Dude, N'Keal Harry is super soft. That dude is like Play-Doh soft. He's mentally and physically, dude. Mentally and physically. Yeah, Myers was on. Dude, he's played well the last 4 games. Jacoby Myers has played really well the last 4 games. They gotta feed him the ball. He's good, man. Oh, Coldera, N'Keal Harry was, dude, for as big a guy as he is, you figure he'd be able to be more physical, but I don't know what it is with him, man. I don't know if he just doesn't get the offense. Can he not follow it, or is it, I don't know what it is, but he has not worked out since he got here. I mean, I know he's been hurt a lot too, which doesn't help his cause, but still, when you do get on the field, you got to make a difference. You got to make a difference when you get on the field. If Harry you know what I like about Jacoby Myers? He fights for the football. Myers will fight for the football. He's a scrappy dude. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit on his routes. He's a scrappy dude. N'Keal Harry is, dude, he won't fight for a football. He won't come back for it. The effort just doesn't, I don't know if he's just doesn't understand or if it's just he's just lazy and he doesn't want to do it. And Carson, that's another thing too. The separation issue with N'Keal Harry's huge. The dude, he's just not working. That's a Belichick swing and miss there. He's got to make up for that one. What's that, Karam? Yeah, dude, Burkhead, I like Burkhead a lot. I like the way he runs. I like how he doesn't, even when you get him behind the line of scrimmage, that dude is fighting. Even when you get him behind the line of scrimmage, Harris is always fighting for those extra yards to get back to the line. Even when he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, he's doing everything he can to get back to the line so it's not a negative play. There's just no fight in N'Keal Harry. There's no fight. There's no dog in him. You know what I mean? There's just none of that. He just, I don't know, man. I'm fully on board with pulling the plug on the N'Keal Harry experiment. I really am. I don't, at this point in the season, he's just not going to work. N'Keal Harry's just not going to work. They need to move on from that and just do what they got to do to move on. The N'Keal Harry experiment to me is over. It's done. Yeah, dude. There you go, Water King. Thanks, GG. Appreciate that. Edelman's hurt, Neville. Edelman's hurt. He's got he had some minor knee procedure, so my quote unquote minor knee procedure. So what that means to me, here's what I think. I think that it was something that has to do with something with the ligaments in the knee, where it may be a partial tear, or something like that, where they had to go in and surgically fix some small tear. I think he's done for the year. I don't think we're going to see Julian Edelman, especially with the way Jacoby Myers is playing. Me personally, guys, when Edelman went out that game, I think that's the final time we're going to see Edelman in a Patriots uniform. Edelman's always going to be a special player to me, dude. That dude has given his blood, sweat, and tears to the Patriots organization. So I personally think this is the final time we're going to see him in a Pats uniform. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. That they've personally, the rumors, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's not a rumor. I think it's fact now that knee issue is chronic and it's not going to get any better. So if I was Jules, this is just me. If I was Jules, I would go out on top, man. He's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. The guy's done it all. He's had a hell of a career, and just go out on top. Like, why go to another team and waste away? Play for 1 year and just 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Like, just go out on top, man. I want to see Jules go out on top. I don't want to see him go to some other team and just be mediocre and ride the bench and play for 8 snaps a game. I don't want to see that, man. Edelman doesn't deserve that. Yeah, Coldera, I'm with you, man. Edelman he like I said, dude, he's always going to have a special place in Patriots fans, for Pats fans. That dude gave everything to this team, everything. And slot receivers, you guys know slot receivers, dude, they don't, lots of them don't have, they have short careers because they live in the middle of the field. And the middle of the field's a dangerous place to be. It's a dangerous place to be. You take a lot of hits and a lot of damage and a lot of beatings going over the middle of the field. These slot guys, for Edelman for his career to be as long as it has, it's something else. Yeah, dude, he's got more guts. I'm telling you, man. His mind still wants to play, too. Julian Edelman, in his mind, still wants to play. He still thinks he can play. His body's just telling him the opposite. His body's telling him it's breaking down. It just comes a time, man. Like there's just a time. It's just time. I think it's just time for Jules to just, I don't want to remember him in a bad way, or I don't want to see him go to a different team and just waste 2 years just to play. Dude, yeah, Carson, he gave everything to this team, dude. Julian gave everything to this team. Blood, sweat, and tears forever. As long as he's here, he gave everything to this team. But this was a great win, though, guys. The Patriots desperately needed this win. This was great, man. Seeing them, watching that first half, and just seeing them they had Baltimore's number in the first half. They did. They had their number down. The Ravens started to scratch and claw their way back into it in the second half. But for that whole first quarter, that was Patriots had they had a game plan and they executed it. That was a much needed win. They pulled that one off, and this win today basically kept their season alive, man. It kept their hopes for playoffs alive. They beat the Texans. Cam won. Cam did. I still think Josh and Bill need to start trusting him a little more. They do. They need to start trusting Cam in the passing game. They're going to have to. There's going to be a certain point in the game. There's going to be certain points in the season when if the Patriots manage to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to trust Newton. They're going to have to. What's up, Pats Nation? What's up, man? they're going to have to trust Cam Newton. They're not going to have a choice. I know it's tough for them. It just seems like it's like pulling teeth for them to do that, but they're going to have to put some trust in him and just, and just kind of hope and pray it works, because they can't keep avoiding they can't keep avoiding putting trust in him. Like, I know they're putting it off because they have their doubts with him in the passing game, but they got to do it. They got to do it. They have to let him do his thing. He does scare the hell out of me, though. I'm not going to lie. Newton scares the absolute hell out of me. He does. I'm going to believe, he's our quarterback, so we got to, you got to throw support behind him and cheer him on and stuff. But Newton scares the hell out of me sometimes. He does. He scares the ever-living crap out of me. And he had a couple of bad footballs today. That game shouldn't have been that close. Myers was wide open in the end zone and he threw it at his feet. That was a bad ball on Cam's. I think we can beat the Texans. Yes, I do. I think we can absolutely beat the Texans. I think we can absolutely beat the Texans. The Texans are a floundering franchise right now. I think we can absolutely beat them. But so I believe we have the Arizona Cardinals after the Texans, that's a tough game. And then we have then we have, I believe, the Bills. No, so I believe it goes the Texans, the Cardinals, the Bills, the Dolphins, and then the Jets. I believe that's what the rest of the schedule looks like. So they're going to have their work cut out for them after the Texans. After the Texans, they're going to have their work cut out for them. Arizona is a tough team. They're a scrappy team, and DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a freaking handful. And to at least give themselves a shot, they got to go 7-2. They got to go 7-2 down the stretch. They got to go 7-2 down the stretch to give themselves a shot at the playoffs. So the opportunity is there. They just got to take care of business. This was the Ravens and the Ravens and the Cardinals were the two games that I had pegged that they could lose. I know the Bills are playing good, and I know they beat us the first time. But I still think there's a path to the playoffs, guys. I do. I realistically think there is a path to the playoffs. It's a slim one, but there is a path to the playoffs. They just have to literally go into each game and take care of business. They get one more slip up. The Pats get one slip up. So they got to take one L. If they can take one loss in the next for the rest of the season, and I think they'll be all right. If they can take one L for the rest of the season and manage to win the rest, they'll be okay. That Cardinal game is going to be tough. That Cardinal game is going to be tough. That's the one where we could get clipped. That's the game where we could get clipped. That Cardinal one is going to be tough. But I mean, do I think we could beat the Bills? I think so. That was a close game the first time. Do I think we can beat Miami? That was a close game. Miami. I think we can get them too. I think the Cardinals are going to be tough, though. Cardinals are going to be tough. And then we've already beat the Jets, so there's still a path, guys. As slim as it is, there's still a way the Patriots could get into the playoffs if they take care of business, and if they take care of their end. They just gotta hope some of these teams right now fall off just a little bit, and they'll make it. They might make it, but they might make it as a wild card, but they might be able to sneak in. They might be able to sneak into the playoffs. And once they get in the playoffs, that's a different animal, because then it's back to square one. Then it's just one and done every game, win and move on, win and move on, win and move on. It's one and done every game. It's a completely different animal once you make the playoffs. I don't know, Cold Era. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the $1 million question, or I could say $25 million question. It depends on the direction of the team. Are they Oh, the Chargers are in there too. I think no, it's not the Chargers. Is it the Rams? That's the other one in there. The LA Rams. We play the Rams too. I'm pretty sure they play the LA Rams. That's the other one. So they get 2 slip-ups for the rest of the season. The Patriots get 2 more. They get two mistakes for the remaining schedule. Do you think they can go through the rest of the season with 2 slip-ups, 2 losses? Because that's what it's going to take. They only get two mistakes. Like I said, me personally, I think there's a path. There's a path for them to still make the playoffs. It might not be, it's slim. Yeah, Rams, Chargers, Card. Yeah, see, those are the 3. Yeah, that's going to be tough, but I think they're doable, man. The Rams might be tough. The Rams defense is legit. That might be a tough one. Cardinals could end up being a shootout. The Cardinals game could end up being an absolute shootout between the two of us. But they get 2 mistakes for the rest of the season. So, I mean, it's not 100% out of that they're not going to make it. This was a huge win. This was a massive win. They needed this. This win kept the hopes for the playoffs alive. Yeah, this win kept the hopes for the playoffs alive. But what a way to win it, though, huh? Baltimore comes in here and the Pats take care of business, guys. That was spectacular to see. That was a hell of a game. They're a couple of their draft picks finally, a couple of their draft picks this year finally panned out well. Kyle Duggar made 12 tackles. I looked that up at the end of the game. Kyle Duggar made 12 tackles. Uche had a huge sack when they needed him to come up with a big play. Uche had that sack, which was a huge momentum swing. Yeah, Vegas, he did. He hit 12 tackles, man. He played good today. Uche had that sack. That was massive. That play was huge in this game. So some of these guys, Chase Winovich was all over the field. That dude was everywhere. The one thing that I don't like about Winovich is that he tends to over pursue. That's the one gripe that I have with him. He over pursues all. He ran past a sack like 3 times in this game. Right past it. If he'd have just slowed down a little bit and just kind of been more deliberate, he would have. I think he would have had at least 2 sacks. He ran right by him. That dude, it's almost like he's moving too fast. But it was good to see him rebound because he hasn't played well the last couple of games. But they got it done, man. That's all that counts. Patriots got it done. They got the W. The league nowadays is measured with 2 letters, W and L. It doesn't matter how you get the W. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. It's a W. That's all that matters. I don't know. Cam still got a lot of work to do in the passing game. He does. He's good with the he's getting better, though. You know what I mean? He is getting better. He is getting better. You can tell they really don't push his limits as a passer, though. They're very simple routes. They're very straightforward. There's no like exotic kind of there's no exotic, play calls. All of his passing routes are very simple routes. They're very high percentage throws, and they use the run game to set the passing game up, So if they can't run, the Pats are going to be in trouble. So they have to be able to run the football. Making the Patriots one-dimensional is not good. They have got to be able to run the football to set that passing game up for Newton, or else he's a sitting duck. Trying to make Cam Newton into a pocket passer is going to be a fail. That's not going to happen. It's just not who he is. They have to embrace who Newton is as a quarterback, as a quarterback at the core. He's a running guy. He uses his legs. So you're not going to be able to turn him into a pure pocket passer. You're just not going to be able to do that. It's not who he is at the core. Yeah, so they got to go 5-2. 7 games left. They have to go 5. I think they got to go 5-2. It's not completely, there's like I said, guys, there's a path. The path is still there to the playoffs. Especially if some of these teams that are in front of them or that are bunched up with them in that same record group, if they start to fall off, then that path to the playoffs is going to get a lot clearer. It's still there, though. It's still there. That path to the playoffs is still there. It is, man. It's absolutely about survival. That's 100% correct. That's a fact. That is 100% true. That is a definite fact. It's about survival. But it was good to see some of the Patriots draft picks actually start to produce. That was good to see today. Now, can they do it on a weekly basis? I don't know. We've yet to see that. But it was good to see them produce tonight. Because the Boston media has been all over Belichick about the drafting. So, we do it because we love it, man. We do it because we love what we do. We love our sports teams. I am all about Boston sports, guys. So we do it because we really do enjoy what we do. I think it's cold era. It's possible, man. It absolutely is possible. Like I said, they just got to take care of business, and they can't. Like, the biggest problem with the Pats so far this year has just been the consistency. They have to put 60 minutes of football together. They do, man. They do have the same record. But they gotta put 60 minutes of football together. They can't just they let off the gas pedal a little bit today for Baltimore in the second half, and Baltimore almost got them. They almost got them. When they're up like that at the half, they can't let their foot off the accelerator, especially with the way the team is, net with all these young players on the team. They got to just keep their foot on the throttle and keep it. they got to just keep their foot on the throttle and keep it rolling, you know? They got to just keep their foot on the throttle and keep it rolling. They can't risk letting their foot off the gas, because it almost cost them today. They let up a little bit in the second half, and it almost got them. Arizona and LA are the two teams that could get us. Arizona and LA are the two teams that could get us. We gotta take care of business with them. If we can do that, though, I think we'll be okay. But that's a big ask. Arizona and LA are good teams. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Henderson, running for LA. That front four for the Rams is freaking ridiculous. Arizona's no slouch either. DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. They got some really, really shifty running backs. It's gonna be interesting, guys. The rest of the season for the Patriots with this win today. This win means a lot to them. They I truly believe that they kept their season and their hopes for the playoffs alive by beating Baltimore. And there, like I said, Baltimore's no slouch. They beat them today. Yeah, Caldera. They've been close, man. They have one play away from the Hawks, and then the Bills was the same thing. They've done a good job. They just gotta get more consistent on a game-to-game basis. They gotta every game they should just be focusing on showing up and just taking care of business that day. That's all they have to worry about. Don't look ahead or none of that. They just got to focus on each game, one game at a time. They can't get ahead. They can't get ahead of themselves, or it's not going to be good. Yeah, if they beat the Texans, they're at 500 and they're right back in the mix. So Harris has the training camp that Harris had this year was phenomenal. They said his training camp was really good. So there was some promise there early. So I'm not surprised that he's played as well as he has. I'm not surprised that he's played as well as he has. They have shown he has shown a lot of promise. And he runs hard. I like the way that Harris kid runs, Damian Harris. He's going to be good, man. And Myers, if he keeps developing the way he's going, he's going to be good too. He's going to be real good. It's going to be, if the Patriots win the next two, if they win the next two, it's going to be interesting. The fight for the division is going to be real interesting if the Patriots win the next two games. I'm okay with getting rid of Sony and Harris. I mean, not Harris. Sony and Harry. N'Keal Harry can go. Sony Michel can go. Damian Harris is the replacement. Damian Harris is that dude. Sony Michel can go. I'm perfectly fine with letting Harry and Michel either just completely go in the offseason or just trading them. They don't need to be here. They don't need to be here. The Patriots don't need either one of those guys. Patriots don't need either one of those guys. Harris has been great. Damian Harris has been phenomenal. I don't know, Caldera. Miami's pretty good. Tua's pretty good. Yeah, Harris is that dude. Harris is that dude. He's good, man. I think he's got a bright future on this team. I think he has a bright future on this team. Yeah, Miami and Buffalo have closed the talent gap with us significantly, guys. This division's going to be a fight this year. It's going to be a rock fight this year. It's going to be interesting. They're the Pats are in for a real fight on their hands for the division, especially if they can claw their way back into this thing. It's and the Patriots can get a little bit of help from teams playing Buffalo and playing Miami. It's going to be real interesting. This division's going to come down to it. For the first time in a long time, the division, the Pats division could get really interesting. Like, really interesting. Tua looks pretty good, though, Caldera. He looks pretty good, man. Not gonna lie, he looks good. He's a smart kid. He knows the game. He's working out well down there. But once again, though, guys, I just want to say thank you all for stopping by. Victory for the Pats. Patriots get that W. Much needed win. They keep their playoff hopes alive. They keep the season rolling, and we will go from here. We will go from here. Like I said, one game at a time. One game at a time, man. Just take it one week at a time. Let's win that week, and that's it. Not worry about anything else, and let's just take care of business there. But thanks again for stopping in, guys. That was a good win. That was a much-needed W. A great confidence booster for the team. Great to see, once again, Jacoby Myers play well, and the emergence of Damian Harris continues. That kid is something special. He runs hard. I like the style. He's going to be good, man. He's going to be real good. He's going to help the Patriots out a lot. Once again, guys, thanks a lot. I'm going to get up out of here. It is 1:15 a.m. here on the East Coast. But thanks again. Love y'all. I'm checking out of here, guys. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you soon. We out of here, though. Go Pats, right? Go Patriots. Let's go. Get the next week. Let's take these Texans out, too. Peace.